Got to sign for Chelsea Handler for him. And I just came to Hawaii to visit and I ended up staying. And the universe provided me to live on a 45-foot sailboat. So again, back to Marianne of Waikiki, I would wear a fancy hat around my sailboat because it's so sunny here. Because you know what? Our future's so bright. We got to wear shades, Kurt. And it's a sunny day today. But I'm below deck in a beach house and safe and secure, working on the Acts of Kindness projects. And again, continuing to edit the books to be ADA compliant. And I'm also so grateful that Darush followed up and reviewed my flyers for the Acts of Kindness series. And we are taking that note. We are seriously taking it note that we need to change some of the stuff, the texting, the sizing, the colors. People with color blindness, especially men over age 50, acquire it. And we just want to be compliant with everything. So I'm very busy this weekend, but very excited about it. So not only that, I contact him. I'm like, hey, I want to surprise him, Kurt. Okay. So he can hear, he can feel vibrations. He actually signed karaoke over here and got a standing ovation with me. And his favorite song is You Have to Believe We Are Magic and Nothing Can Stand in Our Way. Well, guess what? He left the island and almost 2 years ago, he wanted to be reunited with some deaf friends that actually worked at the post office. And he wanted a 401k like them too. And when he was here in Hawaii, he taught with autistic children. He also worked for an audiologist on Fridays as an office manager, so to speak. And he was able to bring his little service dog, Woofy, to come in, woof, 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 who is rest and love Woofy up there. And Kurt, Woofy got more attention than me on this island as a service dog than I did. So I am so excited to say that Mr. Scott has received his classes and he is getting his certificate to be a veterinary assistant in California and is moving forward to his internship. Woohoo! I've been signing all morning, tears of joy, celebration, and he's out being busy because finally he can take a break. But he is going to be doing an internship. It's his next passion, his love. He's amazing with animals, and he is just going to do amazing in the world. And oh, by the way, he's going to be turning the Hawaii 50 next month. So I want to surprise him. Okay, I want Happy Neighborhood Project to learn the sign and song Happy Birthday to You. And I want all of us to zoom in, a minimum of 50 people, Kurt. I know we can do it. I know HNP Ability will help me do it. We just got to work around his schedule. Not only is working for the post office, he may be in class, or we may have to do it. His birthday is the 17th, but we may have to do it on a Friday or this Saturday. And anyway, I would love to do it. I sent the information to Edwin. I sent it to Philomena to request a song or the instrumental song, Hawaii 50, da, 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 da. He would be able to hear it. And so that we can actually sign it to him and maybe have some fruity drinks and some lays. Now, there may be a possibility we might be able to fly him over here. That audiologist, Mary Lee Ruth over here, is a big fan of him. And who knows, he may be flown over here for his 50th. And by the way, too, Leon McLaughlin will be here that weekend, too, with Clean Water Foundation that same exact weekend. Don't know what's going to be happening, but put those dates down that week. We're going to have him speaking and Leon McLaughlin from Clean Water Foundation. If not, we'll be doing some Zooms. And I absolutely would love to see this special story. Not only did he get his certification, World of Ability, also Happy Neighborhood Projects, learning sign language for one person. A village learns sign language for one person in the community. Well, guess what? We're going to expand that because we have HNP Ability. And I would love to see him come on HNP Ability as just, he may need some things, for his future internship and all that. So maybe in the community, somebody could help him out. So I'd like to see him join HNP Ability if he's able to, because he's working at the post office, or HNP California. I know he's working with the DVR, this Department of Vocational Rehab, and for any other things that he can use in his future business. That's right, Mr. Scott. He's got a certification as a veterinary assistant, and just another stepping stone in his career path. And I'm very excited for him. So again, we're waiting to hear back from Philomena and Lawrence Wingate if we can be approved for using that song. I talked to Edwin yesterday briefly on HNP Worldwide and shipped off an email expressing my surprise. He loves surprises. Happy Neighborhood Project signing happy birthday to him. And I'd love to get worldwide media. They all love heartfelt stories such as ABC with David Murr, and especially today's show with Jenna Bush. Her great grandfather signed the American Disabilities Act 31 years ago, again, when I was a case manager. I'm sure she would love to hear this story and how we are doing and what we are doing with HNP and ADA. And oh, by the way, Denise Vargas, you can take it away because December 3rd is, we are setting up something for International Disability Ability Day. So Denise, take it away. Back to you, Kurt. Mahalo. So exciting here. Our future's so bright. We gotta wear shades in Hawaii.
That is good stuff. And the coincidence of you're bringing out my future is so bright, I've got to wear shades. That came out in the 80s, right? That's 80s culture.
Yes, it is.
So with our water ski club at our local lake out here in Wisconsin, with our ski show, the ski show directors already determined our 2022 theme for our season of water ski shows. And they've come up with, the show's going to be called It's Got to Be Neon If It's Going to Be On. So all of our costumes are going to be obnoxious neon as we're out there skiing, and it's entirely to break open an 80s theme. So we're going to be doing some dancing and performing to that song. My future is so bright, I've got to wear shades. So it's interesting that you bring that up today. So we'll call this our kickoff to our next year's ski season.
Exactly.
So, but Denise, you want to come in here? We got a mention of the United Nations International Day for People with Disabilities, Friday, December 3rd. And Marianne made a great suggestion. Maybe Denise, you want to give the whole lowdown on 12-3. What you got?
Yeah, 12-3, December 3rd. We are inviting everyone out there listening on Facebook and on YouTube. Just invite everyone that you know. It is going to be a huge masterclass. We are going to be talking about disabilities all over the world, how we can be allies for each other, with each other, collaborate with all these amazing projects, advocacy worldwide. We want to get together. The United Nations made that day, December 3rd, International Day for People with Disabilities, or as Marianne says, of all abilities. So that is going to be December 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern. So 4 p.m. Eastern, mark your calendars for December 3rd. We will be sending out more notifications with the link to register for this big event. Invite all your friends, your colleagues, all the organizations that you know around the world so that we can celebrate together and make change. Real, great, significant, big worldwide change for all people with all abilities. Can't wait for that to happen. December 3rd, 4 p.m. Eastern. Save the date.
Someone please tell me what HNP stood for.
HNP stands for the Happy Neighborhood Project.
HNP, okay, yes.
Happy Neighborhood Project. And for those out there who do not know, thank you, Barbara, for bringing that up. HNP, Happy Neighborhood Project, was created by Edwin Edeberry. He is such a phenomenal speaker. If you've not heard of him, go look for him on TEDx. He gave a wonderful TEDx talk in 2014. Gives his whole story about why he really wanted to make the world understand that happiness is more of a skill that one can learn and not so much a default position. And that while happiness is a choice that many of us feel, yes, it's a choice and we can be happy, we need to learn those skills in order to make that choice to be happy. So Edwin Edeberry TEDx talk. Look him up, he's phenomenal. But HNP is a worldwide organization. We're in 39 countries, I believe, and growing. We are growing every single day. We have new events popping up. And it's a place, it's a platform right here through Zoom where we can network with one another and learn to collaborate with each other, be each other's referral partners, maybe even find a job if you're out there trying to find a new career or a new anything that you are looking for, any change in career, business. It's just such a phenomenal place. And we've met so many unbelievable people along the way. All of us here, as a matter of fact, have met through HNP and became really great friends. So if you either find a job or find an amazing friend. So definitely look out for that too. HNP, Happy Neighborhood Project. That's HNPABC.com if you want to learn more information about that. Yes, take it away, Kurt.
All right. So I want to build out a little bit more from what we made a mention of in the last 20 minutes is I'm really focusing on this ability MKE now dynamic, and Adam making some production notes for me points out for me that we should give another honorable mention to you, Denise, because you have been our guest at Ability MK Now radio show. And Adam points out that with what he does on restreaming that, he's had a production going, an ongoing work product and audience around what's called Ability Now and Friends. And so that show you did, Denise, was restreamed out through Adam on his hosting Ability Now and Friends. And so we just have this work we're doing together, just spiraling out in all different directions. But Denise, do you want to give a little commentary about your experience with Ability MKE Now, and maybe do us the honor of also inviting people out there to let us know if they want to be a guest on Ability MKE Now with River West Radio?
Yeah, well, first of all, Adam, thank you. It has been so much fun. And here's the interesting thing. We often think that, excuse me, we often think that because we don't live in a particular state, that it doesn't really affect us. And how can we benefit by listening to a show that's not even in the state, or for that matter, the country that we live in? But you can learn so much. And the people that you meet are so amazing, so welcoming. I just, that was the first time, the very first time that I was there, was the first time that I met Adam and met some of the other wonderful people that you feel like you've known these people forever because they make you feel so welcome. So thank you, Adam. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to being on there again. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, it's every week. Folks are welcome every week. Last week, we kicked off what we call our ice cream social format. So once a month, we're going to have one of those shows be the ice cream social format. Whether people go to the freezer and grab ice cream and do any of that or not, that's not the concern. It just kind of sounds nice. And that was inspired through a friend that a few years ago, maybe it is now, invited us over for some ice cream, and he kind of had his countertop laid out with like an ice cream bar, and we sat there on the stools, up to the counter, and we stuffed our faces with ice cream sundae stuff, all the fixings. And so it was a nice ice cream social at this friend's house. And then when COVID hit, there was a comment about, it wasn't really attractive to get together to do another ice cream social. And I'm like, well, we can't let COVID get in the way of our consuming ice cream together. So we used Zoom, and we just went on Zoom, and we all had our videos on, and everybody could see everybody's filling their mouth full of ice cream. And so it was born, the once a month ice cream social. So, and we're carrying that right over to radio now and making a thing out of it. So with that, we kind of do a little round robin and we ask everybody, what is your favorite ice cream flavor, whatever it may be? How do you describe your best ice cream experience? So Barbara, we'll start with you. When you think of enjoying ice cream, tell us what kind of ice cream are you eating? What is it all about?
I love cherry. I love Cherry Garcia. Ben and Jerry's. We have Jackson's ice cream parlor here, where they have the kitchen sink and, for 20 people, and just, ice cream. So much fun. How does it work like that? Do you know that when my mom was passing, my dad.
I don't have no information.
He asked the doctor, he said, can I put some ice cream in her mouth? Because you knew how much she loved that, how happy it made her. Ice cream, yes. Cherry Garcia. Lots of cherries, with lots of cherries.
Very good, very good. Well, we'll keep this going. We're going to go over to you, Marianne. This will be fun to hear from someone in Hawaii, Waikiki. What do you have going on? What's your best favorite ice cream experience? What flavor is it? What is your best ice cream experience?
Well, over here in Hawaii, it's they're known to have shaved ice, and that is more of like a snow cone,
right?
And then they add the flavors to it. But my favorite ice cream, I really like pralines and pecans.
There you go. Very good. So Denise, how about for you? What is the best ice cream experience known to Denise Vargas? What flavor are we talking? What you got, Denise? Uh-oh.
Hi. Sorry, I was looking for the mute button. Yeah, well, for me, my absolute favorite is vanilla, and I'll tell you why. Even though everybody thinks that vanilla is basic, every great ice cream flavor starts with a vanilla base, and then you can add anything that you want to it. So vanilla is my ice cream of choice.
All right, good stuff. So with our production crew here on the side with Emily Gulmer with doing the podcast engineering, she's using the Zoom chat box to show me that her selection is chocolate. So Emily is all about the chocolate. Chocolate ice cream, Emily. Maybe she's got some. Maybe that's why she's not talking today. She's too busy over there eating her chocolate ice cream. so and mine would be my lifelong staple has always been Oreo cookies and cream. So that's been my thing. So when McDonald's made that one of their flavors, they really had my weak spot. So not past me to go through the drive-thru and get some of the Oreo cookies and cream. So
I wish I could tell a quick story about the power of ice cream, because I was working with juvenile delinquents, and my class, they were talking about music, and all of a sudden it was like a war. These kids were really angry about, their music was the best music. And I saw this happening, and I saw, my class separating and creating this division. And I thought, what can I do? So I went and I got all this ice cream and whipped cream and chocolate syrup and nuts and cherries and sprinkles, and put it out and told them, if they wanted to, on the picnic table outside, to come and make their own sundaes. And ice cream had the power to bring these kids together again. I think I even heard someone, can you pass the chocolate syrup, and it seemed like, like ice cream had a lot of power there. So I just had to share that because it was fun and it made me feel like a good teacher. Mm-hmm.
So I want to just share with you too, and I want to change because I forgot about this one too, but so Scott's out and about, and he knows we're celebrating his day, and he says his favorite is cake batter, and so is mine. And he says with strawberries. I like mine with sprinkles, so I want to change mine to cake batter. Definitely cake batter. I even bought a keto shake with cake batter, and it was to die for. It's Slim Fast. It's really good.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. So a little bit ago, I was mentioning Emily a little bit. So she is multitasking, surprise, surprise. Those who know Emily might not be surprised that she's multitasking, but she is, while she's taking care of our podcast engineering, she's got one eye with us, then the other eye is over on another device and in a meeting for event planning, conference planning. And this conference is what's called the Integral Conference by the Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin. It's a virtual conference, and you can find it at integralautism.org. And that's going to be held Saturday, November 6th. It's got a 9 a.m. Central Time start time. So between now and Saturday, November 6th, Emily is not going to be available to join these conversations. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. She's going to be able to come on, Saturday, November 13th and redeem herself. But until then, she's not planning to join our conversation. So we can say anything we want about her and she won't get any rebuttal until November 13th. So we're going to do another round robin and we're going to, any thought you want. What's the thought that you have about our podcast engineer, Emily Gallmer? What would you like to share? So we're going to start. Denise, why don't you get us started? Denise, give us some starting thoughts about sharing with the world. Who is this girl called Emily Gallmer?
Oh my gosh, Emily is a rock star. She totally gets me together when I need to say she's the best VA also that you can ever hire. If you're interested in getting a VA, reach out to Emily Goma because she will get you organized. She will send out the emails that you ask her to send out. She will do she's just a rock star. I'm like, I can't even say, did I mention she's a rock star? Yeah, she is the best. I love her. Thank you, Emily.
I'll go next.
All right, Marianne, what you got?
I think Emily is out of this world. Out of this world to be working with you, Kurt. She's out of this world for all her amazing abilities that she can do to bring us all together. And she's out of this world with that virtual background of being on the planet. So again, if I get royalties from Mr. Bezos, Amazon royalties, we're going to go in his Blue Origin, Emily. You're out of this world. Aloha.
And she has a background to go along with that. Sometimes she has that Zoom virtual background where it's planet Earth, and then she's kind of in front of planet Earth. So she has a graphic to even show that she is out of this world. So Barbara, what are your thoughts? You've known Emily for a good part of this past year of time. What's your accounting for? If people don't know Emily Gallmer, what do you tell them?
Oh, she gosh, and you too, the two of you, like when you helped me create a calendar, to helping me get organized. And it was hard for me to believe that people who weren't getting paid, you were just helping me. And as far as out of this world, I think Emily is somewhat enlightened. She's somewhere where she can stay with this giving spirit and stay clear about what she needs to do to help others. And I admire her so much. She's a role model for me. I want to be more like Emily.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. I was on trying to think what it was for. If it was for a master class or what we were in. It might have been the fireside chat yesterday, but we had Kathy Weaver was in there from the Happy Neighborhood Project, HNP, and Kathy had this virtual background, or what do you call it? It's like a filter, I think, and it has like smiley faces all, most of the way around the border of the screen. So, but then Emily had the same thing. So I kind of was gearing up to tell the crew that when I was getting ready to share, like even Kathy Weaver, a mentor at the Happy Neighborhood Project, aspires to be just like Emily. So Emily Gallmer setting the standard with podcasting, doing virtual administration, executive assistance, and all sorts of capabilities. So with that, we're going to kind of dive a little deeper into what we built here with the World of Ability podcast. And I know, Denise, you spoke a little bit about it already. But Denise, you want to pick up on that again with what we're doing here at the World of Ability? And if you think about the shows that you've been on in your time with us, and kind of where we're going with it, and its connection with the Happy Neighborhood Project and what it can mean as an extension of HNP Ability and so forth. Denise, you want to get us back into that conversation? What do you see in the future here at the World of Ability podcast?
Well, that is an excellent marriage, right? If we can marry HNP and World of Ability. But hey, you know what? We kind of already are, because we actually do have HNP Ability that meets on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, where it's for people of all abilities. And again, that's just another great thing about Edwin Edberry, that he saw that there was a need for people with all abilities to get together and network. And he opened up this platform and give us our own events. And of course, at HNP, you can go to any event, but come to ours at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. We have a lot of fun. We get to meet amazing people. And here is this person who, much like Kurt, who doesn't have a disability, but wanted to be our ally and say, hey, people are people. We should not section off people just because they have a disability. We are to be all inclusive in this big, beautiful world of ours. And so, yeah, World of Ability and HNP Ability, let's shout it out to the rooftops and to the mountaintops and tell everybody that to come and network. You just never know what you're gonna learn, who you're gonna meet, and how it's gonna help you. So definitely come again, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern, every Thursdays. Come play with us. HNP Ability, Worldwide Ability, World of Ability, all ability. Let's just get together. Make it all inclusive.
And how do we do it? How do we find you? Now we know the time, 3, and we know Eastern Standard Time, and we know what's happening. But how do we jump on to be with you?
I am so glad you asked. I'm actually going to put the link right in the chat, and then we will share it for everyone there in the Facebook Live and YouTube Live world. So I'm going to put it right in there. You can go ahead and click on it, register, tell all your friends about it. Let's get this party started.
All right. Well, with that creates a good segue for us to get us deeper into HNP Ability. And Marianne over there, she's got her background with, I shouldn't say every time reference. What do you got there? About 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different time zone references to really help guide people to come at the right time. But Marianne, you are so generous in, offering yourself up to be at every weekly meeting and do sign language interpretation and being a part of the HNP Ability co-host team. Marianne, you want to pick up on that and speak a little bit more about in your leadership with HNP Ability? You want to color that up a little bit, give a little more insight for our audience on that?
Yeah, Kurt. So I just want to highlight again, 31 years ago, President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act. And at that time, I was a case manager with mentally ill deaf adults for about 5 years. But basically what it was is they needed community support. And the agency that I worked for was Transitions Community Support Programs. and helping with housing, AFC homes, employment. Most of them worked at the post office or at Goodwill Industries, and having a deaf group of support because a lot of the family members didn't acquire sign language or chose not to, and either put them through a mainstream school and with other hearing students that didn't know sign language, or just family members that just weren't wanting to take the time to learn basic sign language. So yes, I am offering my services to HNP Ability to be of service. And as you just expressed, I've had the opportunity to sign for a beautiful deaf man for over a decade. And we're celebrating the fact he just got certified to be a veterinary assistant and moving forward onto an internship. So amazing work of what we all can do and having that support. And yeah, American ADA, we have to be American Disability compliant now. And since I've been living in Hawaii, the creativity was given to me through meditation that I was going to write a series of children's sign language books with puppets. And I've created them into sign language characters, 200 folk manus puppets. And my books are written for animation movies with sign language characters with soundtrack by Lucy Lynch in the Perfect Way. But guess what? I'm in review now because my website needs to be ADA compliant, as well as my Apple and Android games. So I'm busy all weekend editing and so grateful that Darush has brought that to our attention too. He's actually evaluated my flyers and everybody, all their virtual backgrounds, etc., all needs to be evaluated. So I'm glad that I can share this life journey and experiences with our amazing Captain Denise Vargas and you, Kurt, as an ambassador, that we can open up these doors to the deaf community. The deaf community and hard of hearing community now is up to 450 million hard of hearing deaf people worldwide. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service who can't hear their children or their grandchildren. And we, as a hearing, have a hearing loss, have the disability is not visible, right? You really don't see it unless you wear hearing aids, or persons with a disability. Some of them we just can't, we don't know. And we can acquire a hearing loss later in life due to anything. And we have the coronavirus out there. People are experiencing side effects, and hearing loss and tinnitus, ringing in the ears, and vertigo can be a side effect from this virus. And you know, again, you never know when you're going to lose your hearing. And a lot of us are business owner that can relate. And so we are just shifting the happiness, that opening up these Zoom doors, so to speak, to the HNP Ability. And we're making it the awareness with master classes such as Denise. We had the American Disabilities Act in July 26th, again, when we celebrated 31 years. And we're going to be working very hard in the next month too, having our meetings so that we can offer information again to the world on HNP Disability World of Ability Day too as well. So thank you so much for having this. And yeah, it's a pleasure to kind of keep on my sign language skills. Keeps me in the loop here, and you know, getting great feedback, the amazing great feedback that I've received for the past couple of weeks, not only partnering with Leon McLaughlin Clean Water Foundation and schools receiving my books, and sign language is a solution for social spatial distancing. It has just been an amazing win-win situation all around. So thank you so much for letting me shift the happiness from HNP co-host on Wednesday afternoons, since that's a day that I'm dedicated to shopping with the senior citizens over here. And now I've shifted really to be of service with HNP Ability. So yeah, we're opening up those doors, and I'm so excited too with nonprofit that you've expanded. So the happiness is just shifting around worldwide. So thank you again. Mahalo. I'm Marianne of Waikiki.
Yes, you are. And thank you. It's got a ring to it, you know, Marianne of Waikiki. That's a good brand. You're a branded celebrity. Way to go, Marianne of Waikiki. So Barbara, Marianne made a comment about, shift is happening. So are you experiencing happiness shift into your life? Are you seeing that in the lives of people around you? Is happiness shifting all around? Are you surrounded by happiness everywhere you go, Barbara?
I think that people are becoming more and more conscious of, we met the enemy and it's us. And here we gotta work on ourselves. We gotta work on ourselves how to become really loving people, how to be happy people. And it's so funny to have to tell myself right now, like when you and Emily were helping me, and instead of being afraid, what are these people? What do they want? What, I can't do this, all these things that come up, to go, it's okay to be being loved. It's okay to be happy, or I'll be by myself. And I'm trying to teach myself Spanish, and I'm feeling very calm and happy, and have to say, there's value. There's value to being happy. There's value to being calm. There's value to bringing that kind of energy to other people. And yeah, I'm really proud because I see so many people around me that are committed to this concept of, peace in the world begins with me, and happiness in the world begins with me. And we need to learn how to allow ourselves to be happy. When we were coming up in the schools I came up, we were not allowed to laugh, play, or, nah, you got to just sit and stare at the teacher. And so we got to unlearn things that frightened us. And we have to learn, this is fun and it's okay. It's good. And there's all this research, there's all this study that says that when people are playing and they're laughing and they're being happy, that they work more productively. And in Judaism, the Lubavitch Hasids, their concept is, when you're really happy, if you're dancing, singing, even eating, with friends, then that's equal to time you would spend in prayer. And the things that you would be praying for are manifesting through that vibration. And we have Abraham Hicks. It's really becoming what people are learning to give. And it feels really good. Now, how to take your mind off of worry or pain and put it into creativity and pleasure, and that we can do that. And yeah, there should be more conversation and more fun. And thank you, Kurt. And I wish you should tell everybody what you told me about when you were in college and you would have like a little, I forget what you said, like a little horn kind of thing that you could speak through. And you go up to underneath people's doors who weren't coming out of their rooms, and encouraging them, right, to come out and play. How did you do it? That was so beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't actually bring anything with me. I just kind of went down the dormitory hall, and I just kind of figured, hey, I wonder, what this friend is doing. So I would just lay down on the floor, my ear to the floor, and then I point my mouth to the little crack under the door that's there, and then I would speak into the crack under the door, and I would just talk. I would do a little shout. Will you come out and play? Are you able to come out and play? I want to play. Come play with me. Just kind of taunt them a little bit, and get them to come to the door, and then I pop up. Oh, you ready to play?
And then I spent time learning like play fair and new games. And, in the 70s, ideas were coming out where you could play and it was win-win for everybody, and men, women, and children could play, and it made the world like more affectionate and happier. And yeah, I want to see more people playing games like that. They exist. We gotta like create stages, like maybe the sand here, and figure out how to be more like Kurt. And get people silly, get them playing with each other. Laughter yoga is wonderful. I'd love to do more laughter yoga here to share with people how easy it is. Should I take a minute to do that?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay, because all you need to do laughter yoga, you just need a kiwi, a banana, and a good old gospel hallelujah. So you take your banana and you put your fingers on your cheeks like this, and you should do this with me. And you go ba,
Ah,
and do it with me.
Ah,
ah,
Nah,
nah,
now.
nah.
nah.
And how we're going to use our kiwi, because we want to get into our giggly selves. Hey, it's becoming Halloween, so we'll go key. Here we go. Key. And this time you're going to put your hands on your belly and you're going to use that good old gospel hallelujah. And you go, ha,
Ha,
le,
Lay,
le,
lu,
Lou,
yeah.
yeah.
And you want to know a secret? Your body doesn't know if you're just playing laughing or something's really made you really happy. And so it starts eliminating cortisol, which is problem in your body, and starts creating endorphins and neural pathways to get you easier and faster to thoughts in places where you can see what's funny and you can laugh and open-eyed and sharing with people. It's wonderful. It's all yoga. Laughter yoga.
Very good. Thanks for taking us through that. So, Denise, what do you have to say for laughter yoga and anything else you have on your mind?
Oh my gosh. I have been wanting Barbara to do that with us for the longest. Thank you, Barbara. And I gotta say, I've done laughing yoga with other people, and I've never heard a banana kiwi hallelujah. So yeah, I love it. That is so much fun.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And it started from a very sincere doctor in India, Dr. Kutare, who he could get people to like overcome cancer. But 5 years later, they're coming back and they're having problems again. He said, there's got to be something more, something we're not doing. And then he read Norman Cousins' book, Anatomy of a Disease. And Norman Cousins was given by doctors, you have about 2 weeks to live. And he figured, well, he would die laughing then. And he checked himself into a motel that was cheaper than the stay at the hospital, so he could leave his kids something. And he started like 2 hours a day. He'd get all these videos and things that just made him laugh. And he just let himself laugh and laugh. 27 years later, he's writing autobiography of an anatomy of a disease, I believe. And Dr. Guattari, saw that and he said, makes a lot of sense. So he started the concept of laughter yoga. That's the background story on laughter yoga. And he watched it help keep people not just alive, but alive and just, we're able to play with each other. You can get into gibberish. And you can let feelings be released, and you can get rid of things like back pain that you might have because you're storing some kind of anger. Because with gibberish, you can just be going, and you find that you're getting different feelings out, and that's part of the healing process too. Did I get too loud?
No, all good. That's good background. Thanks for sharing and all of your knowledge of all that. We're learning lots from you, Barbara. We appreciate it. And so Denise, I want to bring out a little bit more on an outlet. We haven't done it yet on the show, but I think this is maybe a good segue into. I know Edwin Edeberry always touts you as one of his pata buddies. So Denise, you want to explain for everybody, what does it mean when Edwin's saying you're one of his pata buddies? What does that mean?
Yeah, pata is we meet on Clubhouse on Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. And normally he is the Chief Happiness Officer on HNP, but for Pata night, he becomes DJ Cho. Joe, but Chief Happiness Officer. And he takes all these amazing requests from all the people that come and join us. We hear music from all over the world, and we put in your requests. We have fun with each other. You know, people are having their virtual dance parties in their home while listening to it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, Pata Pata is really amazing. Fun fact, Edwin actually started that because during the pandemic, his wife loves to dance. And during the pandemic, they weren't able to go out and dance and enjoy their regular routine. So he created this dance space in their home, started playing music, and they would just dance in their home, have fun. And then he moved it to Clubhouse, invited all of us, and now we just have fun and dance with him and his wife every Friday night. So yeah, come have fun with us there too.
There you
Fun.
go. Yeah, that's an enticing invitation. I hope we get some takers. In terms of invitations and calendar notes, Emily is putting something in a message to me about some show maybe called Creative Conversations, 7:00 Eastern. Is that a legitimate announcement for 7:00 Eastern, October 23rd, or are you doing something on a different time? What does that look like?
It is on Saturday, today at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's called Creative Conversations. And basically, it's us just hanging out, talking about what motivates us, what inspires us, what big dreams do we have, and how are we going to make them come to life? How are we going to make them come to fruition? What can we do with each other and for each other to make those dreams come true? So yeah, it is tonight at 7 p.m. on Clubhouse. If you want to join, just look for the club Live Creatively, and you will see the event, Creative Conversations. We're going to have a lot of fun, and it's just bring your favorite beverage and let's get creative together. Make those dreams happen.
So can I go like to Google in Creative Conversations or on Clubhouse? Clubhouse.
Yes,
It's
on
an
Clubhouse.
app you get, right? It's an app you get.
Yes, it's an app. You can get it from the Google Play Store.
I think I have it.
Store. And yeah, you just, once you're on Clubhouse, just look for Live Creatively and just join us there. Follow us, ring the bell so you get the notification next time that we have our room open. But the room is called Creative Conversations from the Club Live Creatively. Yeah. And if you follow me, if you look for Denise Vargas, my handle there is @live_creatively. Follow me, follow Kurt, follow any of us there on Clubhouse, and then we will ping you into the show. And come have fun with us. Tell us your big dreams.
There you go. All about fun. So fun. So Marianne, I want to give you one last chance on the microphone here, and then when you kind of put in your last words, then Denise and I will wrap up this episode. We are at the concluding minutes here, but Marianne, I want to give you one last chance to give us your last thoughts of this episode.
Well, thank you again, Kurt, and Transform You. And Emily is still out of this world, and it's out of the world to be here. And talking about the world is full of water. And I'm really excited to partner with Leon McLaughlin from Clean Water Foundation because he's bringing filters worldwide. He recently sent me photos of them doing installations in Peru and for the Hopi Navajo tribe over in Arizona, and had great conversations with HNP Ability in Arizona. And we're shifting that happiness. So again, he'll be here in Honolulu again in November. Anybody would like to set up a time to speak with us, how we can bring in filters to your school at a local level, district level, a state level, community level, a country level, because he's in 35 countries now. So all classroom teachers can also receive copies of my books in the United States from donors too. So you just have to request it and get funded. And Underwater Acts of Kindness partners with that for ocean cleanup of the Great Pacific Garbage Patches, not only locally, Hawaii and California, but worldwide. We're doing amazing work, Kurt. Hope to have them join us in the future. Thank you so much. World of Ability. Congratulations, Mr. Scott. And aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. So Denise, you want to give your conclusion for today's episode? It is the end of this podcast. What do you have, Denise?
Well, I, as always, had a lot of fun. I especially had tremendous fun laughing here with Barbara and laughing yoga, banana kiwi, hallelujah. Love it, love it, love it. Come get creative with us next week. Have some fun. Just come hang out with us. Tell all your friends. Let's get together and get this party growing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So a little reminder that we do have 4 other shows that we do here at the World of Ability Podcast Network. And so there's a couple of websites that can help you dive in deeper and learn what's going on here at Transform You Podcast. And the website is transformyoupodcast.com. And then this is all about broadcasting. And so we do also have transformyoubroadcast.com. And so those are a couple ways that you can catch all of the details and not miss anything. So again, that's transformyoupodcast.com with an S at the end of podcasts, and then Transform You Broadcast, singular, transformyoubroadcast.com. Catch a little bit more of the detail there, become a broader fan of Transform You Media Network. Thank you for all of your support. It's a sport, but you're all our fans. And but we appreciate the support and all of the subscriptions to our YouTube channel, World of Ability Podcast Network on YouTube, and our Facebook page for World of Ability, and our group on Facebook even says it's for everybody. So with that, I can welcome everybody that if there is any questions, interest to be a guest on this show, or any business of what we're doing here from our shows, you can feel free to call or text me at 262-3721-SKI. That's 262-372-1754. And you're always welcome to email me anytime you'd like. Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. So with that, we are concluded. That's a wrap. It's back to you, Emily Gulmer, as our podcast engineer. We end our Facebook Live and our syndicated recording. See you next time.